Hi guys, welcome back. We are again quantum learning this week with the Silva mind control method. Alright, and we are at chapter 6, speed learning. Let's get into it. When you learn the memory techniques in the last chapter, you will be well on your way to your next step, speed learning. Briefly, this is how you will progress. You will learn to enter the meditative level, then, at that level, to create a mental screen, which is useful for various purposes, one of which is to recall information. Then, as a shortcut, you will learn the three-finger technique for, among other things, instant recall. Once you have accomplished this, you will be ready for new ways of acquiring information, making recall even easier. Equally important, these new ways of learning will not only make recall easier, but will both speed up and deepen your understanding of what you learn. There are two learning techniques. Let's start with the simpler though, not necessarily the easier one. The three-finger technique, which, once it is so thoroughly mastered that you can instantly reach your level and operate consciously there, can be used while you listen to a lecture or read a book. This will vastly improve concentration and information will be implanted more firmly. Later, you will be able to recall it more easily at the beta level and more easily still at the alpha level. So a student writing an exam with his three fingers together can almost see the textbook he read, almost hear the instructor as he discussed the lesson in class. The other technique is not as simple, but you will be ready for it earlier in your practice of mind control. It has all the effectiveness of learning at the alpha level, plus the added reinforcement of learning at beta. You will need a tape recorder for this. Let us say that you have a complex chapter of a textbook you learn. You must not only remember, but understand it. During the first step, do not go into alpha, but remain at outer consciousness, beta. Read the chapter out loud into the recorder. Now go to your level, play it back, and concentrate on your own voice as it recites the material. At an early stage of your mind control, particularly if you are not familiar with the machine you are using, you may flip back to beta when you push the playback button and find that the sound of the tape will make it more difficult to return to alpha. By the time you do return, you have missed part or all of the lesson. With practice, this is less likely to happen. Here are a few tips. Go to your level with your finger already on the button. This will prevent you from having to search for it with your eyes open. Have someone else press the playback for you when you give the signal. Use the three-finger techniques to speed up your re-entry into alpha. The problem may appear more serious than it is. In fact, it may actually be an indication of your progress. As you become more adept, the alpha level itself will begin to feel different. It will feel more and more like beta because you will be learning to use it consciously. Being wide awake with full mental effectiveness while at alpha is a special feature of mind control. As you progress and recapture the earlier feeling of being at alpha, you are really going to a deeper level, perhaps theta. In mind control classes, I have often seen graduates operating effectively at a deep level with eyes open, fully awake as you are now, speaking clearly, asking and answering questions, and cracking jokes. Back to your tape recording. For added reinforcement, let some time pass, several days if possible. Then read the material again at beta and play it back in alpha. The information will now be firmly yours. If you're working with others and learning mind control with this book, you may exchange tapes in a sort of division of labor to save time. This works perfectly well, though there is a slight advantage to listening to your own voice. Speed learning and the three-finger techniques have proved to be valuable time savers for mind control graduates in a number of fields. Sales, particularly, insurance, academic, study, teaching, law, and acting, to name just a few. A successful Canadian life insurance agent no longer exasperates his clients by rifling through papers in his briefcase to find answers to their questions about complex estate and tax problems. The tremendous array of facts he needs are on the tip of his tongue thanks to speed learning and his three fingers. A trial lawyer in Detroit has liberated himself from notes when he sums up a complex case to a jury. He records his summation and listens to it in alpha the night before, then again early the next morning. Later, when he stands confidently before the jurors, he maintains reassuring eye contact with them. This result is that he speaks more persuasively than if he was consulting notes, and no one noticed what he does with his 3 fingers of his left hand. A New York nightclub comedian changes his routine every day. He comments on the news. An hour before showtime, he listens to a tape of himself, and he is ready with 20 minutes of spontaneous high humor. I used to cross my fingers, hoping for the best. Now I join 3 fingers, and I know what's going to happen. Lots of laughs. Speed learning and the 3 finger techniques, of course, are ideal for students. One reason why mind control has so far been taught in 24 colleges and universities, 16 high schools, and 8 grade schools. Thanks to these techniques, thousands of students are studying less and learning more. That's the end of chapter 6. Next, we'll follow up with chapter 7, creative sleep. I hope you'll continue to join me on this journey in learning more about the Silva mind control method. I'll see you guys later.